Hey guys, how's it going? Dudey here. I'm back with another video. Today we delve into the horrendous death, murder of Bianca Devins. Now, the death of Bianca Devins went viral because the killer, Brandon Clark, posted his crime all over Instagram. Bianca was 17 years old and she'd recently graduated from high school in upstate New York. Her family described her as a wonderful young girl, an amazing daughter, and an incredibly talented artist. It was on Instagram where she met and began talking to Brandon Clark. Brandon was 21 years old and would regularly message Bianca. They would go backwards and forwards, and a friendship stemmed from there. They eventually met up and continued their friendship. They met each other's families, but Bianca was always very clear that this was never going to be anything more than a friendship. And this is something that Brandon really didn't want. He wanted far more from Bianca. He wanted a monogamous relationship. They argued about this a few times. It always seemed to come up, and Bianca told him time and time again it's not what she was after from him. She just wanted him as a friend, something that he just could not accept on the inside. On the outside, in the early stages, he seemed to hide his obsession quite well. Some would say an early red flag was 1 week after Bianca met Brandon in person. Brandon went and got a swing tattooed onto his leg. Now, apparently, a swing set at a local park was Bianca's favourite thing to do for entertainment when growing up. She loved the swings. And so Brandon, as a sign of affection, I guess, got that tattooed on his leg and would often show it off to people as if to say, you know, look at my commitment to this girl, even though, and I'll reiterate it again, they were just friends. In Brandon's head, he believed that they had some form of romantic relationship. This would be a great linchpin in the murder that was about to be committed. On July 13th, 2019, Brandon and Bianca attended a gig in Queens, New York, and it was there that Bianca kissed a young man, which kind of sent Brandon into a rage, and they argued at the gig. And this argument then continued afterwards in the car when they were driving home. Now, it is believed that Bianca actually tried to sleep in the back of the car, and while she was doing this, Brandon set up a camera on the dashboard and then decided to re-spark the argument whilst recording and say, look, you know, I have these feelings for you, you're kissing other people, like, what's going on? I thought we were together. And again, Bianca's like, no, get it into your head, we are not together. And he just couldn't accept this, and he began lashing out at Bianca. He was trying to punch her, and she freaked out and she threatened to get out of the car and walk home. It was at this point that Brandon pulled out a knife and began stabbing and slashing Bianca, all whilst the camera was recording. Now, it has been reported that there was essentially a soaring motion of slashes on her neck, and the attack was so vigorous and so malicious that Bianca was nearly decapitated when she was murdered. It didn't stop there. Brandon decided to take pictures of the crime he just committed and then posted it all to social media, specifically Instagram and Discord, as well as Snapchat. He posted on his story on Instagram some cryptic messages, some quotes from films like Fight Club, music lyrics from Hollywood Undead, and then a picture of Bianca's dead body with the caption, "I'm sorry, Bianca." But this wasn't enough for him. He then went over to Discord, a private chat where some of her friends were, some people who really liked Bianca were, and he posted more grotesque, gruesome pictures of her dead body and he left a comment saying, "I'm sorry fuckers, you are gonna have to find someone else to orbit now." I believe that the term orbiting is something that like mega fans, like simps in this case with Brandon use, where it's like, you know, the person in question is their world and they orbit them, thus orbiting. So Brandon essentially took control of Bianca and he kind of felt in these words, this is my own interpretation, that, you know, there were other people that kind of idolized Bianca like he did, and he took her from them for himself so that no one else could have her. Basically, it was a case of, you know, if I can't have her, then no one can. Now, of course, Bianca's friends saw these images and immediately called the police. It is also thought that Brandon called certain family members like his grandmother, his aunt. He tried to get hold of his brother and left a voicemail. All of these people went on to call the police to report what Brandon had done. Police discovered what they believed to be Brandon's vehicle. They pulled up, got out of their car and approached Brandon's vehicle and saw that there was an individual laying on the floor. This was in fact Brandon, and as soon as he realized that the police were there to arrest him, he began stabbing himself in the neck. He then took a selfie which he posted to Snapchat of him with a stab wound to his neck laying over a green tarpaulin. It was later discovered by police that under the green tarpaulin was Bianca's dead body. Many interesting details came out later, including the fact that Brandon had searched up how to hit the carotid artery, which is the artery in the neck, and also how to incapacitate people. Now, depending on what side of the fence that you're sat on, you know, his family claimed that those search results were more for him to kill himself. But of course, Bianca's family and a lot of people that have observed this case and looked into this case believe that actually, no, this is premeditated murder by Brandon. I mean, at the end of the day, the guy had a fucking knife in his car. So it's not outside the realms of possibility to come to the conclusion, a conclusion I believe, that this was indeed premeditated murder by a man who couldn't accept that a girl just wanted him as a friend and not as a significant other. As of this year, in March 2021, Brandon was sentenced to 25 years without parole, and his sentence will be 25 to life. This was originally supposed to be April 2020, but of course coronavirus pushed that back to November 2020, and then coronavirus pushed it back again. But finally he was sentenced to second-degree murder, 25 to life. There are many interesting and baffling things about this case. There was, for example, you know, the fact that Instagram took 20 hours to remove Brandon's stories, which when you think that a story on Instagram comes off after 24 hours anyway, it was kind of like, well done Instagram, you know, you got there with 4 hours to spare. When obviously images like this put on a social media website immediately go against the guidelines and terms and conditions. So how on earth were these images able to stay up, which allowed them to go viral, which allowed people to piggyback on the backs of these images, saying things like, if you follow me, I have the uncut edition of this video, you know, I'll DM you the video if you follow me. People trying to gain followers in exchange for exposing these horrific images and videos of poor Bianca. I would love to know your thoughts on that. I'd love to know your thoughts on this case. This was the case of Bianca Devins. Absolutely tragic. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope that in some way you enjoyed this. If you did, then please do not hesitate to like, share and subscribe. If you'd like to support me as a creator, I have a members/patron only Discord. All the links for that is down below. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. I'll see you very soon. Sweet one, geese.